You're coming up into Rights for Camping. You can see the sign there, and you come on up. And you see there's parking area over there, so when you pull in and are ready to register, just pull your car in there and come out and just come on over to the office. If nobody's inside the office, you see the camera there, just come on up and start speaking to the camera, and somebody will talk with you and we'll come on down and get you all set up. You can see today there's no vacancy left. We just have some reservations coming in. After that, we come on into the camping area. If you look over to your left, I'll try to go slow enough. You can see this is where we have our wood. Two nice big wood areas. And there's a box here. That's what you fill up. And you can use the wheelbarrows to take the wood back in. The $5 you can put in, you probably saw that box behind the camera. You can put your $5 in there. Now this is a road that goes down to a few of our sites. It is a dead-end road, so only take it if you're going to those sites. Now this is site number 4, and you can see it's in between two roads. We usually do not let people reserve this anymore. And then this is site number 7. And as you come down this way, you can't use this to get into site 5. You have to go the main road. But for site number 8, with a crooked tree, table, and room for tents, we've tried to carve out a second spot for a tent back there. It's a little away from the place where people in 9 put their tent. And then you have 9. Then come on back down this way. The next side up, number 19, is number 19 because we put that in probably 20 years ago now. And it was a spot that we did a lot of work on, carving out, digging, and everything. You can see it's tucked away a little bit so people don't always notice it. You can see there's a big tent over there, but there's even room for another tent there, room for a couple of cars, and of course you can always park a car out in front. And then site number 12, and this is probably the best road now to take to get into 12. The trees for the other way in have kind of grown up and made it more narrow. You can see 12 is a big site. And then 11, and then site number 10. So if you're going to be doing one of these sites, this is the road to take. All right, we're going to come on back and give you a chance to see. And you see there's a place to turn around there, but you're not going to go down there unless you have one of those sites. And we do, of course, have the garbage area for the sites over here, so they don't have to go to the bathhouse like they used to get rid of their garbage. And we, of course, recycle, so we have room for cans, for paper recycling, and for garbage. All right, so I'm bringing you all back out. Now the sites 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And I believe number 11 were original sites. And then when I first started working in the campground in 1973, we had 16 sites. So numbers 1 through 14 and number 17 now were our 1 through 16, and number 17 now instead of 15 were original sites. Okay, so we're coming down the main road, and you can see the way to go up to number 1, number 2, and number 1 is a nice little site tucked away, and 2, you can't see down into the site really from here. The bathhouse, and on this side of the bathhouse by the rhododendron bush just past it, there is a big wash basin and a washer and dryer. You can see this is site number 4. And site number 5. And then as you come back in to the main part of the woods, a lot of times when I'm walking people back, they get to here and they just take an inhalation of breath because of how beautiful it is. I still do it sometimes too. All right, so this is site number 6 over here, and you get an idea of how big it is. And site number 3 over here by the bathhouse. And the bathhouse, we have showers and toilets and a sink. The showers come with the price of admission. You don't have to put in extra money to run the showers. Okay, the basketball hoop and the main garbage area over here. And here's this side of site number 12. Now at this point, if you have sites number 13 or 14, you will veer to the left like I'm doing. Otherwise, you'll stay to the right. Okay, and we're coming up on site number 13. You can see it's a pretty nice big site. You can also see that it's right where the bend in the road is. So bigger trailers, it cannot really, you're not going to be able to take them around to be able to back in unless you really, really know what you're doing. And then here next to it is site 14. And you can see where there is a way to be able to, if you can back really well, to be able to back your trailer in to right in there if you have a trailer. But we really are set up for tents. And just to give you a little feel for the camping area. All right, and this comes out and loops around, goes back to the main road. And you can see there's the bathhouse down there. And site 3, and straight ahead is site number 15. This used to be site number 17 because it was not around until we made it in, I think it was 1997 when we were full up. And Grandpa said, well, there's a place I've been thinking of putting a site in. So we dragged a picnic table and a fireplace that we had just finished repairing over here, and it's become one of our better sites. At that time when we first did it, this area over here was all overgrown and was not a part of the site. Over the years, we realized we could re-landscape it, and now it's gone from being one of our smallest sites to a nice big site. And as we come up here, you can look, and we have site number 16, and then site number 17 that used to be site number 15, but at some point we did renumber them. We've talked about renumbering them again, but there are a lot of people who have said they would rather not have it renumbered, so far we haven't done it. This is site 21. This is our second newest site that we carved out there. You can see today there's plenty of room for cars. They do have 2 tents there. I've always thought it was a smaller site, so it's good to see that people can use it. And then coming up to site number 18. And the interesting story behind this is another time we were all full up, and some people have been coming for years at that time. We're down, and they said, well, look, we can put something together. So what they did is, you can see the shed here, and they just formed a mound outside the shed. We brought up a fireplace and picnic table and put it in there. A couple years later, we came to find out that that was too close to the shed, and so we moved it over to where it is today. And then coming in here to site number 20, and it's a really big site, and there's a lot of room back behind. I think people like it 17, 18, and 20 because it gives them room behind to kind of span out and do stuff in the woods. And then coming up this way, this is an incline here to our most recent site that we built, site number 22. And you can see there's a pathway there that you can go back further in the woods, and then up here on the hill there's plenty of woods that aren't campsites areas for you to be able to make use of. All right, I know this is going really long, so hopefully we can get it all in on YouTube and then on the website so you can access it. And now I'm coming on back down. You can hear the kids playing or complaining, something like that. Just give you a feel for what it's like when you're camping here. All the beauty. This is one of my most favorite places on earth to be. I hope it will become yours too as well. You see, recently we added in a sandbox for the little kids, and then of course there's the basketball hoop. And there's tetherball out in front of the bathhouse. I'm not sure how. We have a lot of people on camp. I'm going to risk taking you in to show you what the bathrooms look like. Well, nobody's in there, so I think it's safe. All right, so here's the double sink, the blow dryer, and of course the flush toilets. And then back here are the showers. And you can see we have 2 of them. And for a long time we didn't have any way of partitioning. And one of the things people were talking about is that the shower room doesn't have separate shower space. So we looked at different things and finally came up with the idea of at least hanging these system of curtains to try to help out. All right. Fortunately, it was pretty clean. We do clean the bathhouses fully from about 12 noon till 1 or 1:30, and then from 11:30 to 12 midnight we all go in for a less thorough cleaning, but still a good cleaning. And in between we try to check them at least every couple hours. Coming around, you can see here's another place if you're number 1 or 2 for your garbage. And then this is the utility room, and you can see the big sink, the washer and dryer. Now the washer and dryer are coin operated, so while your shower is free, washing and drying your clothes is not. Sorry about that, but we had to draw the line somewhere, I guess. All right. We have a number of people who like to come in and surf, or you're back from the beach, you've gone down there, and we have a place here where you can wash off your stuff. There's a hose there, place for people to hang their wetsuits up. And then you can see down by the bathhouse, see if I can zero in a little better. There's a outdoor faucet there that you can kind of wash off your feet and stuff. But for bigger things, for a lot of sand, we would ask that you use this area here. Well, that about brings us all the way around. So hope to see you soon at Rights for Camping. Please go in and look at our reservation system. You can find when we have openings and plan your trip.